Well, we're here at Torg Brewery in Spring Lake Park, and this is really the fruition of a dream my husband and I have had for many, many years. He was active duty and a reservist in the Army, and we had always planned when he retired to do something together, and maybe that was open a restaurant or a pub, and we picked up home brewing as a hobby and just fell in love with it. And when he came about retirement, we said, well, why don't we start a brewery? It was probably about 3 years from when we decided, yes, this is something we are definitely going to do, until we opened our doors. And we live in Andover, so we definitely wanted to have the brewery up in the northwest suburbs. So we started kind of looking around for spaces, and this kind of stumbled on this space actually.
And we took the opportunity to get to know the city. They invited us to a working meeting, and they're very open to adjust the agenda and to discuss the possibility of a new business coming in. And I just didn't understand how welcoming and hungry they were for good businesses. So we're having a great time here with Spring Lake Park.
It's just been a great fit between us and the city, and all of the space behind our building is all community, it's all housing, and people have just come in and said, oh, I live a block from, I can walk here. And so it's really been great to be just welcomed in by the community, and that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted to really have a local pub feeling.
When the Army was moving us around and we had opportunities to visit some of the other countries and locations, our palates opened up to different beer styles, different flavors that we just couldn't get at home. And that just made us curious and more, well, actually hungry to go after those type of styles.
I really like the English style, so a lot of our beers up there are English beers. I have an ESB on tap. I like brewing stouts and browns. So that would those will probably be the majority of beers on tap, are the European British Isle beers.
I've heard too many stories about someone who says, I wanted to try craft beer, my friend says you have to try it, and they bring you over and say, hey, you have to try this triple IPA. That's just too much too soon, and it makes people think that's what craft beer has to taste like. Heavens no. IPAs have a great big range, let alone all the other beer styles. You can pick any nuance in that and explore for years and years and probably not run out of variations that you can do. So if we can allow folks to see that there's light on the other end, that you actually can taste something new that doesn't have to be scraped off your tongue when you're done, or it doesn't have to be 2 sips and I can't drive anymore. Come tell the story. Talk about what you've done today by sipping something that's been sipped by many others for centuries now, while they're enjoying camaraderie, and it's a means by which we get to know each other. It's not an end state. And that's what we want folks to come in and feel the warmth, feel the wood, feel like you're sitting in somebody's living room or someplace that's been there a long time, and feel comfortable to make it theirs.
We really want people to be involved in conversations, and that's really been a lot of fun. We've seen people strike up conversations across the bar, run into a friend in the neighborhood, and then we have lots of games, so we love to see people, even with their kids, sitting at a table in here playing a game for the afternoon. We have dart boards out back, so we'd really like to encourage maybe some dart leagues to start up and come in. That would be a lot of fun.
Under our brand name, that which is brewed is always beautiful. Give folks the opportunity to come in and explore. We have fantastic staff who will take the time to talk to you about the different styles of beer and let you explore what you have or have not experienced before. Even if you're not a beer drinker and you say, well, I only like wine, with a few words of encouragement and a little bit of finding out what you prefer out of your other beverage, our staff can match you with something on a little taster to see if we can start you down that journey. We take pride in being able to have folks who say, I'm not a beer drinker, and saying, oh, that's surprising. I didn't expect it to be that good. And that just makes me warm all over. It really does. It's
really great when I have someone come in and say, oh, well, I don't like dark beers, and then to try like our School Neck and go, oh, this wasn't what I expected. This is really nice, because there's so many styles of beer, and for me, it's really neat to be able to open the door to someone to widen their palate, to find something new for them that they didn't think that they would like. So as I try to create a beer, I really want to create an approachable beer in that style so that I can be a doorway for someone to expand their horizons.
That is the reason why we got into this. Not to set a can on its way to go to some liquor store to coldly serve somebody. We want to talk to people about what we do, what have you done, and make it a home spot for them. That's what we're here for.
Historically, women were the founders of brewing. I mean, it was a domestic craft for many, many years. So it's not new to have a woman brewer, and many of the recipes that go back centuries were probably developed by women. So I don't feel it's something new and different I'm doing, but it is a neat position to be in, to show that, you know, this is something that anyone can do. If you have a dream, move forward, follow it, and it'll come true. I just would really like to invite people to come in and give us a try and share a story with us, and we'll share a story with you. That's kind of the fun, I think, the fun thing behind a beer. I think sitting down with a pint and a friend really encourages you to share stories and make a connection, and that's what we would like to do.
I believe that every brewery has something to offer. Even though we might have the same craft beer label, every single brewery has a little twist on it. And that allows the adventure of trying other breweries and doing 2 or 3 in a weekend. So for those who haven't gone out and explored that yet, it's a whole new doorway of entertainment and a whole new doorway of seeing what's available. I challenge you to take a sip, take a try.